You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Happy Endings After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Happy Endings After Show.
Yay! The show is back. I'm so excited. Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another Happy Endings After Show. Woohoo! I'm your host, Kelly, and joining me are
Spicy Marty, keeping it hot and sizzling next to the amazing
Chill Thomas.
And we've got the Marry Prankster and our best friend's wedding. We got 2 episodes double dose last night, which was amazing because I can never get enough of Happy
You have to say
Endings.
amazing.
No, that's over. Remember, it's over.
Okay, fine.
It's cute.
So cute.
That's so cute. Really? Oh.
No, super excited. It's so funny. The pranking each other is, I think, one of the best things ever, and I actually wish me and my friends did it more, even though I'd probably get so mad and be like
count
on
me in
fire.
that.
But anyway, like, I don't want to get pranked, but it would be fun to watch other people get
I'll
pranked.
tag team with you,
Yeah.
just like Alex.
And, like Alex and Max tag team together. No, I thought it was great. So apparently we find out that, we kind of have seen throughout the couple, the seasons that Max likes to pull little pranks on, on the gang of people, but he like really gets into it and it gets kind of crazy. And, everything starts out with, I guess, Dave thought that he was pranked at his, at Stake Me Home Tonight.
Guns for Subs campaign. The guy walks up. I thought he was getting robbed because the guy walks up and is like, yo. And he's like, is this a Guns for Subs? And he's like, what the? And he looked at it.
He has the flyer. This is Guns for Subs. So he's trading guns for subs. So he thinks Max did this. So this starts this whole pranking war. So he decides to get him back, and he really thinks of a mean.
That one is really mean because that's everybody's dream. You just pranked something that every single person in the world wishes, hopes, prays on, and to win the lotto.
And he really went all out with it. So he buys a lottery ticket with the day before's winning numbers and records the news when they're calling the numbers. It's everything from the day before to make Max think that he won the lottery. And he does, and he goes crazy. He's stripping off clothes, and he's talking smack about everybody.
Cusses everyone out. F you, F you, F you. And Alex is like, me? You. It reminded me of that Britney Spears video. F you, you're cool. F you.
I think he says, get your poor hands off of me.
Yeah, no.
That was so mean.
Awesome. And then they tell him, sorry, it was just a prank. And then, because at first Pete is like, isn't that kind of mean? And they're like, no, you don't understand how he is and what he's done. And so they decide to go through with it. And at the end, they're like, sorry, haha, wasn't that great? And now everybody's scared, Alex especially, because he is on a mission to prank everyone.
He has vendetta.
Mike Bloom or Mark Bloom, or is it Max Bloom? Because he can't even get his name. And he has that creepy I'm gonna come get you. My name's Mike. I mean, damn it, Max Bloom. It's just he kind of ruined his own esteem. It was really
every time he tries to give that taunting mwah 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 kind of thing, he totally messes up his name, which is hilarious. He can't even say his own. He doesn't even know what his own name is.
But I just thought that was really extreme, though. Just his reaction to his friends, and then saying that they're all dead to him. I mean, I just can't imagine. You guys wouldn't be dead to me if I won. I might not speak to you, but you would be dead to me.
Hey, I gotta pay
I'm
the
just
rent.
playing.
Can you like?
You wouldn't start loaning me money? I mean, come on. I don't want to work anymore.
You could rent a friend. I mean, but it was funny because when Max is like still upset, Brad's like, "But you're really passionate, man. Like you really feel that." And it
well, you got to remember too, Max is the least successful out of the group. He doesn't even really have a job. So, and that's why he said, like, I'm finally not the poorest one.
Right.
You know, and I think that's kind of where that all came from. That initial knee-jerk reaction. Ha! Finally, I have money. Screw you all. You know, I'm gonna go off and live a fabulous life without you.
But then they're all terrified, and I would too. I kind of felt the fear in my own personal heart when he said that he has a vendetta and he's gonna go after all all of them.
I mean, could you imagine just like waiting for somebody to do something horrible to you?
And his pranks weren't like a whoopee cushion, or, like they weren't
Well,
anything.
one of them kind of was like a whoopee cushion on steroids.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a stink. It was like serious, crazy, like ruin your day pranks.
The glitter wasn't bad though. For
that
Brad.
was the funniest. I think he put
The
stripper glitter in his lotion and shampoo and like everything, so he was covered in silver stripper glitter. But my favorite part was the reaction of what they did with it. Jane's like, "Let's use it."
Give me the guns. Give me the guns. And he's just out there dancing. It was just really funny.
So he becomes a stripper for Jane, which don't let the glitter go to waste.
And then the next one,
she's totally living that used car mentality. Like she's totally like, yeah. Like, she was like a dirty old man, like in his 60s, like yeah. Like she had that vibe to her.
But see, I like their relationship. I like their dynamics because I feel like Jane is like the aggressive, dominant, like sexual one in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was like perfect that she was the one like taunting him.
Yeah, no, it was so funny. And then the next one was
the waffle explosion.
The waffle explosion.
And that was on Jane.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was supposed to be for Dave.
But Jane intercepted because Dave is being very, cautious now. So he's like double checking everything.
Yeah, he's like, don't touch it. I'm not even going to do it. And then so Jane takes it and it explodes in her face, which is awesome. Like, how does he do that? I want to do it.
He has like extra special effects for his pranks.
Yeah, no, they're awesome. I totally want to do it.
And
I want to prank you, Thomas.
Oh, okay. Here we go. And then the next one, what is it? Well, the next one was like the cupcakes.
The muffins.
The muffin one.
With the paintball spray.
Yeah.
And then that's when Dave he's like, no, it's a trick. And then boom, boom. And then Dave's like, oh, they look good. And then she's like, that's enough. Stop.
I love that Dave was like the skeptic the entire time. Like he knew, double check everything.
Yeah. Well, and then it was funny when Alex like goes over to Max's and she's like, I can't stand it, I can't deal with this, the anxiety, it's making me crazy. She gets scissors and she cuts half her hair off and she's like, I'm just gonna prank myself so you can't do it.
To foreshadow, I brought the next episode, her hair was actually long on both sides, so maybe she got some extensions or something. But
no, you don't remember from the end of did you guys not see that? Okay, we'll talk about that in a second, but no, I have the answer to that.
Because I was like, I didn't see that.
Yeah, okay, hold on. But so she cuts off half of her hair. So she's got this like lopsided haircut, like half of a, bob and the other part is long. And he's like, what are you doing? And Alex is always kind of the little flighty one. She's always 10 steps behind everybody else. But this was a great episode for her because she gets a little kind of like, kind of like revenge at the end of it. But, she decides to team up with Max and they're trying to prank Dave. And they rig the couch, and so she's Dave comes in and she's like trying to be all sexy. Come sit on the couch, come sit for Mama, or what is she?
Come sit with Mama. Mama's gonna give you a massage. I'm Mama.
She's like, Mama is me. And then he's like, okay, if the couch is so awesome, why don't you sit there? And she knows. She knows.
I would have said I had to go to the bathroom or something.
But she knows it's rigged, and she sits anyway. And when she flew.
No, that was like a whoopee cushion on steroids. I mean, like that whoopee cushion joke.
There was like a spring in there.
I thought it was gonna be like something funny, but I was like, holy crap!
It was like a cartoon.
Yeah, like Roadrunner and the Coyote. You remember that growing up?
Yeah, it was totally like that. With the spring,
when she broke the table. That had to be a stunt person.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was too funny because it was very animated. It totally looked like the Roadrunner Coyote. It was so funny. And then she's limping because she like hurt her leg.
She said she hurt her little leg.
Yeah. It's like my little leg.
And then she made and that's what kind of shows she made a deal with the devil. And I mean, it comes back to bite you with that expression.
A deal with the devil.
Oh, it was awesome. I thought that was it still cracks me up right now. Picturing it in my head. She's like, pew!
I never would have thought they would have had her fly that high up. That was hilarious.
No, that was the best. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then You know, and Dave tells her, you knew it was Rachel. Why would you do that? She's like,
I wanted to prove that the couch was fine. He's like, but you knew. She's like, I don't know. I just wanted to prove that I can't handle the stress. I can't handle Max's stress. I can't. And we'll get to that later, but it foreshadows like the other side to Max's tricks and her and all that. It's interesting. Mm-hmm. But then like what was the next one after that? That's
when Pitney walks into the
she walks
wedding.
into her she walks
like
into
the wedding
her
proposal,
and there's flower petals all over the floor and all that, and she walks in and like she says, Jane says, who put dead flowers on your floor?
No, Pitney says that. She's like, who put dead flowers on my floor?
Yeah, I guess the housemaid had.
But it's so funny how she just totally dismisses it, doesn't think it's romantic. Like, who put dead flowers on the floor? And then she walks in the kitchen, she sees like the ring box and all of that,
and it looked like, really pretty. It was beautiful.
No, it was great. She opens it and she's like, oh my gosh, whatever. And then she goes to the phone to call her mom, and as soon as she picks up the phone, it's like Nickelodeon. The slime.
That's what it reminded me of, like Double Dare or something.
Or it was, what was it?
Double Dare.
You can't do that on television.
Jinx.
You can't do that on television.
But Double Dare had slime too.
I think they did. I think everyone got slime back then.
Yeah, it was like back the slime. But I think it started on You Can't Do That on Television, didn't it? I don't know.
I think
you guys remember? Go to iTunes, subscribe to our podcast, download it for free, tell your friends, rate and comment, and tell us if the slime started on You Can't Do That on Television or Double Dare. Which one was it?
Do you remember the slime?
Double
you could
Dare.
Actually buy like the putty, but it was a slime.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, it always goes back to like childhood stuff.
I know,
because I
slime.
guarantee you, like, a lot of like younger people today are gonna have no idea what I'm talking about.
I'm trying to think.
Bing it. It's totally fun.
I'm trying to think of the theme song for You Can't Do That on Television. Anyway, the side note, but it's like in my head now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have.
But you guys, that was so beautiful and amazing, and I really did think that was the entire prank was Max 100%. I thought that was cruel. Like, he pranked her with every woman's dream. So
well, but I thought it was so fitting because it's Penny. And because of her personality, and she's constantly looking for love, constantly ruin relationships, it was the perfect prank for her, and that's why we believed it. Because it totally fits with her personality and their relationship. Like, because of the way that their friendship is, I could totally see that happening. And she didn't even take it that bad. Like, she knew.
I wouldn't slime you at your wedding. I might slime you, but I wouldn't do that like at a proposal.
I bet you would totally like set something up like that. Oh, did you find it?
Television.
Yes, she found it. Yes.
Oh
my gosh, that is it.
Oh my gosh. Come on, people. You know what we're talking about.
I don't even remember this theme song for the show.
Did it on television? It aired in California. It wasn't just Texas.
I'm from Texas.
Don't act like you don't know. It's okay.
Every cool kid on the block watched You Can't Do That on Television.
Wait, I'm trying to. I remember Double Dare. Well, you guys are kind of, older than me and stuff.
Oh.
We're just wiser. Next. No.
They're like 1 month older than me.
Awesome.
But okay, so yeah, I thought it was believable, but then I thought it would somehow impact the relationship, that she has with Pete. I also, when she goes to confront Max, like, he's jumping up for joy, and, he's like, girl, you're getting married. I mean, I didn't mean to say that, and... But
the way that she goes back and full on, like, she thinks she's getting him back. She gets a wedding dress. Mm-hmm. She goes full, like, that's something, oh, you want to prank me like this? I'm going to get you back and make you feel terrible about it. Like, I'm all psycho about this.
Because it killed her when she answered the phone. I mean, when she made the call to her mom, or was trying to, she was just like... I mean, it's like you said,
right?
A woman's dream.
But she still knows about, she still knows her friend so well that she's like, kind of like, dang it, and it sucks, but not to the point where it's going to cause that big of a conflict.
Tip number 1: if you're gonna prank somebody that's been pranking you, never do it in a rented wedding dress.
No.
Especially when you know it's someone like Max. That would
yes.
that would get you back.
I would never rent anything if we're in a pranking war ever.
Because he's like, she pulls it off.
Green slime all over.
But she pulls it off. He believes her, and then he doesn't stop her before she's going to make the call. Slimes her again.
Well, I think he got lost in the moment too, because he was like, really, that was not part of my prank.
It was
and then
meant for
they're
Dave.
super excited that she's getting married, and then she runs, I gotta call my mom for real, and then it was like so fast that he was like, oh, that was meant for Dave. Sorry. And she's like, oh, this was rented. And he's like, you look good in green.
And then they go dumpster diving, which is, why would she throw that ring away?
Because
I would have thought it was
fake. She needed to pawn it.
No, she thought it was
fake. Like, he's going to really be able to afford a real ring for her if it was a prank.
I wouldn't throw that. You go take it to a pawn shop.
No, she thought it was Max that did it.
She's thinking it's fake, so why would she take it to a pawn shop?
I still wouldn't just throw the ring out.
No, she thought it was Max that did it. It was like a Cracker Jack ring to her. You know what I mean? Like a Cracker Jack box ring. It was like nothing, so she just tossed it.
Okay.
So now they have to find it, which luckily they do. And then where they're going. Oh, and then
they go to Pete.
No, yes, because she's like, "Where is Pete?" And he's like, "Oh, I pranked Pete. He glued him to the toilet."
Which is unfair because Pete's like part of the group, but not really. Like,
and he got the worst prank.
And he was stuck.
Yeah, that one's painful.
I know.
Like there's no washing
and they
it out.
forgot about him.
Stuck to a toilet.
Until he forgot about him until then. But I like how he says, "If you ever want to have sex again, do not come in here."
I love how he said, "I live by my mafia rules. You and your family, everyone, has to pay." I was cracking up when I heard that.
Was the best. I love Max. He's ridiculous, and it's awesome.
And so then we go to the next prank of.
Well, he helps Pete out, and he hands him the stuff. He's like, "You got to take care of that. It's gonna burn. It might, but no, it will burn."
Yeah, it's gonna burn a lot.
It was like some kind of like oil-based remover that would probably.
It was kind of like paint thinner, right? Like
yeah.
Yeah. So it was not fun. So he finally gets out of the toilet, and then. He's like, "Here, you got to talk to Penny," and then he does like the real proposal, which was totally cute. She pulls the ring out of her boobs and is like, "Oh, here, I love it, by the way."
Mm-hmm.
But that was after the limo.
Yeah,
that was after we got the limo.
Because
the limo was the next one, the prank where Alex brings Dave to try to get back at Max.
Well, yeah, but it's Dave's idea. He wants to fill the car with popcorn, and that way when he opens it, it's going to have popcorn everywhere.
And he calls it the popcorn, I forget what he called it, but it's some kind of popcorn trick,
yeah.
And he's like, it's going to pop, and it's going to be great.
Well, and remember, Max is talking about the limo because it's not licensed, and he's got like a big hole in the floor like the Flintstones, and he's like, "But don't try to stick your feet out and run, because it'll peel off most of your skin." Because he totally tried it.
Yeah.
But he was 2 steps ahead of them and had...
Because Alex was working with him.
He went through the door?
He crawled through the hole, through the Flintstone hole.
Like he went in and then he started it from the remote starter.
Yeah, and he crawled through the Flintstone hole.
And blows up his limo. His only source of income, as Jane puts it. Dave starts crying.
Yeah.
Which I thought was so touching.
He thought he killed his friend. I mean, you see the whole thing.
He says, "I miss my dead gay friend."
And he just hugs him. It was really funny.
And he's like, "I'm going to get so much money from the insurance." Oh, I don't have insurance.
But yeah, that was a really good prank, though. I mean,
that was a great prank. And then we find out that Alex was working with Max the whole time on everything. Mm-hmm. And then they're back at the bar, sitting and talking, and Alex is like, "Oh, I gotta go close up the store," and then she takes off, and then they get a fax. And I love that it's a fax. Like, who sends fax?
Wasn't it like Carmen Sandiego type fax or something?
Well, it was her sketch.
But it looked like a Carmen Sandiego, like something like a Nickelodeon again. I forget what show, but it's like something that. It was like an image they would show you. Carmen,
right.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Something like that?
No, it was the show where they used to draw your face out in sketches. And
Etch-a-Sketch?
No, but there was something there was something that used to do that, and I can't remember what it was. Guys, if you know, comment and tell us. But there was something where it came from because it was just a sketch of her face and it said "Gotcha."
I think that's where they got it. But I thought Carmen Sandiego, like that was the.
That's too young.
But I thought that was like the intro to the show or something.
I don't know. I never watched that. I never watched that, so I don't remember. No? But there's something else that I'm thinking of, and of a show that kind of had the sketches when they would like draw the people and they kind of flipped around and did this whole thing, and I can't remember.
Because it was something along that line, but it was really cool. It had to be inspired for something like that.
Well, yeah, they always go back to things like that, so it had to be, So I mean, they made reference to like something else that from our childhood that now I can't remember. Dang it!
This is a Nickelodeon-based episode.
I know, it's all Nickelodeon.
Before we wrap up this episode and go on to the next, we have to mention Brad having become a CFO.
Well, he wanted to.
No, he becomes a CFO.
Yeah, it's a child
fun officer. Oh yes, the chief fun officer. But he was going back into the workforce, wanting to get a job. He had a job interview and it didn't go well. And I
thought that was gonna be Max's prank to him. Like I thought Max had set up. I thought it was
but
gonna be
already pranked him. He'd already pranked him.
I know, but I just thought it was gonna be a double prank.
So he went out. So Brad went on several job interviews, right? And he
peed on someone at one point.
He peed on someone. He referenced the guy's what he
called his daughter a dog.
Yeah, and then like his wife, his brother, or something.
Right.
He kept.
I remember he said, "Did I mention I was black?" And he's like, "Yeah, several times."
And he's like, "Affirmative action." I'm trying to find those exact, but yeah, like his job interviews went so bad. that, you know, Jane had to talk him up, and she's like, no, you can do this. She just had several bad interviews. So he applies at like the kids gym or like a kids gym daycare. Gym. And got the job and loved it. And when he tried to tell Jane I got a job, she's like, ooh, let's have sex. Take it off. No, tell me. No, take it off. No, tell me. Take it off.
She doesn't believe that he's actually like working at this kids gym. And she goes down there to see him. And I like how the manager of the gym is like, excuse me, ma'am, do you have a kid in there? We don't let adults lurk at the children. And she's like, yeah, I have a kid. My husband, the African American. And you know, she sees him and she sees him having a really good time, and then she has kind of this look on her face. It's like, oh, okay, I get it. You know, he's really happy. This is good for him. And then they get excited, and after everybody leaves, and then they're gonna, you know, kind of make out in the ball pit, and they fall in, and the guy comes and he's like, you want to shovel out the diapers? And he's like, yeah, I'm only gonna work here for now. He got over it pretty quick.
See, that reminded me of I don't know if you're watching Old Time on The Babysitter's Dead, but when she's at Clown Dog, and he's like, you can wipe the spitballs off with the drive-through window with the squeegee, and she's like, F this. She's like, I'm getting out of here. It kind of reminded me of that, like, you're in that job that nobody wants to do.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Who wants to pull diapers out of the ball pit? That's disgusting.
Can a teenager get a real job? Like, I just remember that line from her, but yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely it was hilarious. And I think maybe it was that, like, paternal instinct. Maybe Jane actually has it, her character does, and she saw Brad being so good with kids.
Well, I thought that was gonna happen too.
Yeah, like I thought like she was gonna say something like, you know, maybe we should start a family. Or
exactly. I totally
thought that.
She's so not there yet. She just got this awesome job selling cars. She's making a buttload of money. She's acting like, we just talked about how she's acting like, you know, like a dirty old man. She is not ready to have kids. No.
It seemed like the thought crossed her mind though.
It did.
Like she was just like,
I mean, maybe, but I thought to me, the way that I took it, I thought it was more of he's been sulking. He's been in this bad place because he didn't have a job. He lost his job, and then when he was pretending to, you know, not to go to work and all these things, that it was kind of like she got why he wanted that job, because he was trying over and over to explain it to her. She just thought he was joking, and then she looks and sees him and is like, he's really having fun.
But wouldn't it be awesome if they did make Jane pregnant eventually?
Oh, absolutely. Like, I can't wait for that, especially because she's so type A.
Yeah.
And they address it later. Oh, she'd be horrible pregnant.
Like, if she's like, you are not coming out until I tell you.
Right.
You know?
She would.
I can totally see that.
No,
that's an AFTERBUZZ prediction right there.
Baby is not doing the 13th, the 14th. Where, you know what I mean? She would be fighting the right day.
But, you know, the episode wraps up nicely with Penny actually getting proposed to, which I was very surprised by.
Yeah, we both were.
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that it was actually real. And I'm wondering, like, how long it's going to last. And we kind of see, you know, as we're going into the next episode, we see a little bit of that friction. But, you know, the episode opens where, you know, Penny's getting wedding gifts. And was it already at her
it started
party?
at her bridal shower, and she forgot to invite the groom. And like before he shows up, like Maddie had said, sorry, I tapped it with my pen. Maddie had said it reminded her of like an infomercial, but it reminded me of The Price is Right. Do you remember the showcase showdowns?
Yes.
Like when they're up there and they're like this little, like it's like the thing moves, the wall moves, and they're over there like modeling and Bob Barker.
Yeah.
Before he talks about spade neutering, he like, you know, he's explaining you can buy Fabuloso and it cleans your floors very well and whatever, you know.
It reminded me of an infomercial when Max is trying to sell the blender.
Because he said that everybody has to sell 13 of them or something.
That's why it was like an infomercial, like whether it be knives, blenders, you know, the bullet, like that's exactly what it reminded me of.
The magic bullet. Yeah. I want to get one.
Well, and I love how Penny was late. She was late to her own party because she was going off telling her ex-boyfriends how she was getting married.
What did she quote? Because the guy was a recovering addict, and what did she say to him?
She's like, oh yeah, how's rehab?
No, but she made something like she said. I forgot the line she said about the ring. She said something really funny. She's like,
check out this rock.
Check out this rock and not drugs. Oh, how's rehab?
No, she was like, and not the kind you smoke or something. That's what she said.
Poor guy.
She's like, oh yeah, how's rehab? And then she's at the party, which she looks great. I loved her dress that she was wearing. I thought she looked really good.
We both said that she's lost a lot of weight. She looks amazing.
She looks phenomenal.
I know. I think she looks great.
She probably dropped about 25 to 30 pounds.
You think that much?
Yeah. No, she looks, because it all over, like she looks like,
because for her to be that thin on camera, she has to be even thinner in person.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. It adds about 10 pounds.
So she probably dropped 25 to 30, and she looks great because she looks small. I'm like, she looks awesome. I need to know what her diet plan is.
I know. She looks great.
Tweet us. Let us know.
Yeah, if you guys know, please.
You know, she does. And how creepy was the present Jane gave her? the pop up, the pop out Jane like a Jack in the Box. I'm gonna be your wedding planner. I'm gonna be your wedding planner.
Because I'd rather burn it down than watch someone else play your wedding. I was like, creepy car salesman again. Like.
Creeper.
And then they try to, pull it. Like she's like, oh, I gotta get Pete here. I gotta get him to the party. How do I do this? So when she gets Pete and they're like, surprise, it's your surprise wedding shower.
And all the balloons are deflating. All the food is gone. He's
Alex
like,
is asleep.
Yeah, he's like, this party has clearly been going on for a while.
I feel like they made a lot of little references to Alex. Have they always done that? Because I feel like they're calling her small and teeny, like more and more. Because they called her like a little whore. Get up, you tiny little whore.
It's been more so like that, like the tiny little dumb one is what they keep kind of like saying. Yeah. Because even at the end of the first episode, she's like, I'm not as dumb as I am, when we find out that she's the one pranking everyone. She's just kind of gotten, more. But you're right. There were a lot of more like teeny references toward her.
And maybe I just noticed it because I'm petite in height.
I mean, I don't know, but I think it is more so this time. I don't know what
I'm telling you, I was noticing it a lot.
I think that's hard to say. She shined on the last episode, especially with the pranking, and so this is kind of her. I think it's just building off of that. Like,
no,
maybe
but I mean, as far as them making references about her being teeny, because she even said when she flew off the couch, I hurt my teeny leg.
Yeah, she keeps. I feel like it's a new thing that they're focusing on.
Yeah, no, it absolutely could be. But see, at first during that first episode and into the second one, I couldn't figure out if she and Dave had broken up. Because they weren't acting like a couple.
No, they're still together.
No, I know, like, because in the next episode, but you know what I mean? Like, they weren't acting like a couple. They're not sitting together. They're not being affectionate toward one another. They're living together, but they're not, like, acting like a couple.
Homie booze. Like,
which is what they call it.
Yeah, it's very weird because, as, in this new episode, we find out that Pete doesn't want to get married. He wants to elope. He doesn't want to have a wedding.
And that was devastation for Penny.
Absolutely.
Well, she says, like, how does she reference it? She goes, you mean cantaloupe? You mean antelope? Oh, she goes, antelope. I mean, if you want to have that, that's a little odd, but we can do it. He's like, no, elope. She goes, cantaloupe.
Yeah.
Like, she's trying to change it. She's like, no, we're not going to do this.
She's like, wait, what?
She face plants onto the wood floor.
Yes.
Poor thing.
And now Jane's trying to, because she obviously is like gung-ho on being the wedding planner, so she wants to take them all to this wedding expo that's happening that day. So she tells Pete that it's a reggae fest to get him there. But the whole gang goes, and they're, she got everybody like couples passes, and they're coupling up, and it's so funny. Alex like, why do I have to couple with Dave?
Bridezilla.
Because you are coupled with Dave.
Groomzilla.
No, well, Groomzilla. She's like, Groomzilla, and he's like, I'm Chillzilla.
But I thought it was so funny that they're like, because you are coupled with Dave, and she's like, this is your fault, and they're like, you made the choice to date and live with him.
And then Brad and Max.
Yeah.
And they were wearing the rainbow, which I thought was really funny.
No, that was great because Jane is the VIP wedding planner badge.
And what did she say? She goes, oh, and this badge just turns me on more than any man ever could. Brad, what? Anyway, it's great to be a wedding planner. Like, she kind of tries to drop it. And you could see her little ego. Her ego cracks me up.
It's because, like, being in charge of something is what turns her on. Is being, the planner of anything, I think is kind of what she gets off on, which is really funny. More so than a man can. That's pretty scary.
But what was adorable is that we got to see each couple that was partnered up like venture into different parts of the wedding expo. And so we get to see Jane and Penny give this performance to Pete as to the benefits of having a wedding. Now, I too love chicken wings and blue cheese dressing, and I thought that was hilarious at the fountain. Poured out, what was it, ranch or blue cheese? Ranch or something?
Yeah, but it was latex paint.
Yes. I totally want that.
And a chicken wing cake.
And then reggae music. They were going to have reggae music. And then sushi on top of that girl, but then she like spilled the beans.
Well, no, the girl, she's like, and sushi's great, and she's like, oh, see, you can have this at your wedding. What do you think of weddings? I actually think weddings are lame. You should elope. And then she's like, bye, and throws her off.
No, she said, I did elope. Weddings are a little too, crazy. And she's like, okay, you talk too much. Get out of here.
I thought I was waiting for her to hit a wall or something. I was like...
Well, then the professional wedding planner comes up and, kind of bumps into them. And she's like, I'm what the movie was based off of, The Wedding Planner.
And that is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez.
She told her, wait, because she got threatened by her because she was so pretty. She's like... Penny said, wait, you're too pretty. You wouldn't want to be at your own wedding. And then that's when she replied back. when the
sushi girl. I actually
girl,
eloped.
She's like, I actually eloped because weddings are lame.
Yeah.
That's it. But it was so funny because she fired back. But anyway. Like
he had to go back to that.
I had to go back to that.
But the wedding, like the wedding planner, like Jane fighting with the wedding planner was awesome because she's going back and forth and she's like, no, I've got this, and she's like, I don't even know who you are. What movie was your life based off of? And then they get into a fight, like a physical fight, and then Jane gets thrown out of the expo and kind of leaves Penny in there.
But I love how she's trying to find different ways to get back in there. And she tries to sneak in, but then she gets like clobbered.
With the Trojan horse.
Yeah.
Did you get the Trojan horse reference?
Trojan horse.
Yes.
So she gets clobbered and gets taken out.
Well, and then in the meantime, as that's going on, you have Alex fighting. She's fighting. And they're trying to figure out with Dave, and they're trying to figure out what wedding they want to have. And she. It's kind of thinking
she's more taunting him.
It's not about what wedding they want to have. Remember, they're just going through stuff and they're talking about when it was our wedding. It was all what Dave wanted, and he was very bridezilla about things. He didn't like anything. She wanted to have silly things like bouncy castle stuff, like a small animal petting zoo.
What wedding they would want? Why it went his way the first way? This is what she would want.
No, but this time he says, okay, well, I'm gonna be chillax. I'm gonna do whatever you want. So anything you like, I'm gonna like because I'm chillax. I'm the chillaxzilla today. So they're going through and she's showing him all these ridiculous things.
What about that?
The scuba diving,
bouncy houses.
The bouncy houses.
I like that he says I need 3.
Yeah,
for
one
each
for
family.
One for each side of the family. And it's fun. And then he's trying so hard, but then the beige napkins set him off.
Right. He was fine with the scuba. It was the beige napkins.
He could not deal with the beige napkins.
And she's like, I knew it. I knew he was.
She's
back.
like, there he is, which is funny. And then we have Brad and Max.
Oh, you mean Paul? What is it? Paul, Maddie, and Tyson Beckford?
Yeah, Tyson Beckford
and Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti. I was like,
and he's like,
I don't know who that is. Who's Paul Giamatti?
Paul Giamatti is like the Did you ever see the Ides of March?
Yes.
No. Did you ever? He's always like the bad guy. He's kind of like petite and bald, and he's
not handsome apparently.
Oh man.
Not really, but he's he's
okay. I'm gonna look him up when I get home.
Because Max did not like that reference.
No, he's like, wait, he doesn't look like Paul. He's like, oh.
And Max was looking cuter this episode too.
Yeah,
I'm starting to see a nice
losing weight also, and he's
looking
kind
hot.
He's married with a baby. Stop
it. Man. Darn it.
No, but he's looking better too, more slender, and looks like he's been working out and stuff too.
Yeah, he's looking cute.
Yeah, very. But
they're going around collecting free things.
Well, yeah, and then he gets checked out. What did he say it was? The turn?
Oh, the turnaround.
The turnaround.
And that's when two gay men turn around back at each other. It means it's on.
Which is true, because if someone turns around, it's like, oh, your family, and that's kind of how it works.
Oh, you're interested?
Yeah, it's like you looked. Okay, cool. Your family.
Look back
it's like a DL way, or it's of like. Okay.
It's the gateway into what's to come.
Yeah, it's just because sometimes you really never know, and if someone glances back, then
then they're on my team, so it's an invitation. Yeah. Okay, so you have to jump on that right away?
You don't have to jump on it. You can smile and keep walking.
I'm going to start turning around and seeing if guys are looking at me when I walk by.
Or if girls. I don't know how it works for women.
Can it work for heterosexuals?
No, but I thought it was funny because he wants to break up. Brad's found his favorite bath products, and he's getting them for free. And then Max gets the turnaround, so now he wants to break up, and he's like, no, I'm not breaking up with you, dude. No, I'm not.
We have Manny and Petty's we still have to get.
Yes, and so...
and we're getting so much free stuff. We got to do this. And then Max is like, do it. And then Max slaps him.
And does the whole breakup, and then...
Dramatic.
Very dramatic, making it think he was... he didn't like him, or it was kind of homophobic or something.
Well, no, I don't think he was making it seem like he was homophobic. He was just making it seem like the wedding isn't, or marriage isn't important. We don't need a piece of paper. It's overrated. He was just kind of bashing the thought of marriage. I don't think he was bashing the homosexual part.
He just said, you don't love me. You don't think marriage is important, that piece of paper. And then he's like, you don't even know what civil rights is, and slaps him. And then how hard we fought for this. And then everyone's like, I can't believe. And they're like, you need to leave. To Brad, you need to get out of here. Everyone tells him, and then
they're gonna beat him. They're gonna beat him up if they don't
gays
get back
came
together.
after
Wait, what did you say? DTF?
DTF, which means down to F. A lot of times that's a slang,
but they say down to
down
fight.
To fight.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it means down to
to freak. Yeah, down
to freak. There you go. That's a freak. Spicy moment.
Down to fight. So he had a gang of a little mob after him until they got back together.
And they said we're gonna pound you, and he was thinking does that mean you want to freak me? And he's like, wait, or do you want to beat me? Oh, beat me's better. Wait,
fight me.
That's not good either.
Neither one of those things are good. So he finds Max, and then they like get back together, and then it's like kiss, 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 and he's like, they almost are like barely.
I thought they were going to, and
then they run away, and I love how as Brad's running away, he's like, oh, I felt your whiskers.
So as this is going on, we have the Trojan horse. We have Jane and Trojan horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's like dealing with that. We have Alex and Dave, and they're fighting. They're having their disagreement. She's like, you haven't changed. And where does she leave him? But at the altar
again. Yes.
Which I thought was really good. And as they're in that image, you have Penny and Pete in the tropical image. Which was just neat, which is what he always wanted. And I just thought it was really neat how they made that work for the scene.
I thought that was cool.
And then Pete is telling her, this is all we need, just me, you, and this. And, isn't that enough for you? And she stays quiet, and he takes off, and I guess not. And then Dave is like left at the altar again, or I'm always left at the altar or something. And then it brings the two of them together. And I love the conversation that he had with Penny, because he just kind of put it in perspective and said, my whole thing with Alex, I spent too much time worrying about the wedding and not worrying about what she wanted. I made it more about the wedding than about her. And when it really, all that mattered was her.
He just wanted every little boy's dream wedding. And she's like, really? He's like,
every little boy.
Let me have this. But but like you said, it put it in perspective. She's like, really? And then she walks up. She's like, if you want to, we can elope. And then Pete's like, we don't have to, but the fact that you would do that for me means everything, and it kind of
so it kind of works. So I'm really excited to kind of see how that works out, and then they kind of like
break up.
I know they had a nice little happy ending, and then we go back to Alex and Dave, and he brings her the little chick in the beige napkin, just kind of like as a peace offering that he's because I think he took his own advice, and they were really cute, and are going back on their own way, and then we see Jane coming out on a stretcher.
What did she say? What was her term for it? She said she got. Oh, what did Jane say she got?
I know it wasn't like.
Her bell got rung.
Her bell got rung.
And then Alex made a comment like it's not fun unless one of the gang members. It's not a gang hang unless someone gets hit in the face.
Right. Oh yeah, it's not a real gang hang unless somebody gets hit in the face. Yeah.
It was pretty funny though. And
no, it's
great. I can't believe I thought she was gonna get in the Trojan horse and not try to run.
What I
was like, oh, she's gonna get in and jump out.
That's what I thought she was gonna do, but shouldn't she just like run straight for it and then like fell out?
I was like waiting for City of Troy gonna like fly out.
I thought she was trying to hide behind it.
Well, I thought she was gonna try to hide in it or something. I don't know. It was all I saw was like her running and then she would like hit the floor. I don't know.
She got the arm to the neck from the security, and a woman security took her out. I like that they made it a woman security take her out too.
Hilarious. Well, this is like the second time that Jane's got taken out by security. Remember when she was the flight attendant and got maced?
Well, what about the window at the shop? Was that Penny or was it her that went through the window at the car dealership?
Oh, that was Penny.
That was Penny.
Was it Penny? It was
Penny.
It
was Penny. It was Penny, and then Jane was like,
Jane we're not paying for that.
Yeah, we're not paying for that.
Yeah, okay. Because I was like, maybe it was 3. Because I was trying to think back to that.
No. All in all, it was great. I love happy endings. I really, really hope that it doesn't go anywhere. I think it's just getting better and better. And I like when they were all decided to go to the wedding expo, and it's like, oh, is this going to be a gang hang? And then
they really love each other. They have an authentic love and friendship, so it's an amazing show.
I know.
When I love the references to like our childhood and teenage years, like it's a lot of things that makes you think back. Oh, I remember that. Like you can't do that on television. It's just it kind of takes you back to that moment for a little bit.
Absolutely, and that's like the funnest thing is to pull those things out. The wedding planner reference, like all these different things. It's fun. And it's great, and I really, really hope it sticks around. So I don't know, but we have a little bit of news.
Noticias?
A little bit. Well, what I've got is the ratings. As we're talking about, we don't want to see the show go anywhere. We know that there's been breaks in the schedule. It's been changing days. We get 2 episodes now, and I'm hoping it's not because they're trying to just flush out all their episodes, before. But the for the first episode of this week, it was only down 1/10 of a point. And then it went back up it rose 1.3 million viewers for the second episode, which is the most it's done all season.
Oh, wow.
So that's good. So, things are looking up.
Maybe it's from our phenomenal AFTERBUZZ after shows.
Yes.
Getting people hooked.
That's right. So hopefully the numbers will continue to go up so, we can have the show stick around, because I know that the other show that was kind of in the same spot, Apartment 23, got canceled. So I'm really hoping that's not from what we hear, that's not happening with happy endings. But, we'll see. The networks be getting crazy.
So everybody needs to do their job and watch.
Make sure you watch. DVR it, whatever. Tweet it. We need to start a campaign.
Well, remember Friends had problems their first season for a little bit. They had a couple of issues and then finally got...
Well, and a lot of the thing with Happy Endings, I think, too, is that they don't get a lot of promotion.
Yeah.
I don't really see a lot of promotion. I don't see a lot of press done for the show or for the cast or whatever. I mean, well, tonight, if you watched the episodes last night when they originally aired, the cast was live tweeting with Entertainment Weekly, which is awesome. They were all doing it while the episodes were playing, which was fun. And you can go back and look on their Twitter feeds and kind of see some of the answers and some of the questions. I saw one of the questions that they asked Dave was, "Are you going to cut your hair?" Well, which is Zach Knighton. "Can you please cut your hair?" And he replied back and he was like, I guess. But it was just like really, funny stuff, and they were answering all the different tweets, so make sure to check that out. But hopefully that just means that that's going to kick up more promotion for the show and kind of get more eyes on it so we can keep it around. So I hope so.
Yeah, that's
but we'll see. All right, well, let's do predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So, what do you think?
I'm going to go with the Jane might get pregnant thing.
Okay. Okay.
I hope that Penny and Pete work out. I would love to see them get married. But unfortunately, I think that they are not, just because Alex and Dave didn't make it work. And I think that the writers aren't going to allow us to have that. Like, Penny's not going to be Penny with a husband. I just see him being a different energy and it not working out.
All right.
For whatever reason, he's not going to be able to take her friends.
Well, she would forget to invite him to the wedding.
Right. Obviously.
She's still in her selfish phase.
But I think that it's pretty cool that they did a follow-up episode from what we had seen previously on that second episode, on the first episode. I thought that was cool how it carried over. So hopefully the next one we'll get to see the actual, wedding come to light before he, breaks it off. Yeah. Or maybe she breaks it off. That would be pretty cool if she breaks it off.
Maybe Max gets jealous. I mean, that could be something else. He could get jealous of... I think what's going to happen is Jane and Dave might pull at Pete and Penny's wedding. Like, Jane's going to start being very demanding, like, we need to do this, meet these deadlines. And then Dave might be like, you're going to let Jane do that? And I think that could be something that breaks it up.
If he's the bridezilla, it could be.
Or causes Penny to, be like, forget it, we're going to go elope. And then she suggests to Pete, because that's something Penny would do, like, okay, fine, let's do it. And then they leave everyone, and they're like, where is she? And then maybe they all try to find her. But that's something I see. And then I do agree with the pregnancy thing. It could be something that, it's a surprise. She's like, we are. And then she's like, well, and then she explains it. Or it's because we freaked that night because, I saw you in that environment and it made me want it. Now I'm scared. I could see that in her career.
I like where you're going with Penny and Pete possibly eloping. But maybe leaving the wedding to go do that because it's too crazy. And maybe Dave and Alex taking advantage of the free wedding since they're already there. Could you see them walking down the aisle? Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see that. I mean, maybe I could, but I don't know if I want to.
You might be able to tolerate it.
I don't know, at least not yet, because I still don't feel like we've kind of explored the reasons for their breakup and really kind of gotten into their relationship. Because like I said, for the past couple episodes, I was wondering if they broke up until it was clarified in this episode. And I think that's one of the things. That's why they needed to point it out.
Yeah.
Because they've kept them so separated to the point where in the booth they don't even sit together. So I'm wondering if we're going to get to see, I want to see more into that relationship a little bit and see kind of what's going on. Because the last friction we saw was him moving in and not moving in right away. And then that caused a little bit of maybe he doesn't really want to and kind of all of that. And the thing with her parents. So now
it would be
hella
hella funny though if they got married and it was and the same guest ended up showing up and they're like, oh, it's a different wedding, but and then they have Brad as an usher. It would just be really funny, Brad and Jane ushering people, just sit down, it's a different wedding. I could just see them and Jane being
scratching out the names on the table.
It would be really funny, but I want to see more of their relationship a little bit more. Kind of, I want a scene of just the two of them hanging out and kind of see what that is, because I really haven't seen it.
Rekindling that chemistry.
I just kind of want to see what's going on there. But I don't know. But we'll see. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We love this show. So make sure, go to Twitter, download the pod, or follow us on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. Go to iTunes, download the podcast, rate and comment, and make sure to keep tweeting Happy Endings. Tag them, talk to them. Let's keep the show going so we make sure it stays on the air. And you can follow me at Kellie with an IE 079.
And you can play with my Twitter day or night at spicy_Mari.
You can twiddle me at Thomas Guide, TOMASGUIDE. Alrighty. Well then, on that note.
We'll see you guys next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.